All right, tallest building being built in Oklahoma City. Let's break this down because this ties to the oil. Now, Oklahoma pretty much only exists because of the oil men. And the tribal land was given there. So all these things tell us a little story because it's the 46th state. We have the 46th president. The 46 is the 24, and it's also the 10. And the begot 10s have to be hung on the cross. So this is that crossroads of America. Take out OKC in one way, shape, or form, whether through a money and oil bomb or whether through a physical bomb. That will ricochet for thousands of miles, whether literally or figuratively, and it will disrupt this nation, okay? Go look at a map, go look at the highways. It's a major crossroad point. Either way, it can be a stack as well. It can be where you bomb it one way and then you bomb it the other way, okay? So the money bomb first, the oil bomb first, in a matter of speaking, get everybody walking to where they can't get out, and then you give them the alert. But the alert's been going on and on for a long time. So the BRICs, the brick town, that's that brick toe in. The petrodollar is on its way out, and they're going to collapse the dollar through the BRICs. They're going to collapse the dollar through the collapse for the COVID, and whatever else they got up their sleeve, okay? For the war that's coming at the border, there is just all kinds of things. We have the armies gathered around our nation, and the armies have gathered in one way or another way, with the Trojan horse, with the China and Russia doing drills off our coastlines and all these other things, okay? So the Oklahoma is also siding with Texas about going against the feds, all right? And Texas has a panhandle. Oklahoma has a panhandle. Florida has a panhandle. Idaho has a panhandle. These are all going to be getting some type of heat, okay? And they're going to be put on the griddle. So these panhandle states are touching surrounding states and all these other things, but these are all going to come in together. And then Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, he's from Louisiana. That's the LA. All right, so that's that LA quake that's coming to the middle of the nation in that kind of speaking, okay? So Kevin Stitt, he's part of the Constitution and maybe some prostitution. We'll see how they play with the Stitt, but Stitt is part of the TT, and that TT is tied to the pie and tied to the twin Trump coming back and all those things for the Trump comeback as he's taking his nation. And we're going to get into the next 4 years in the long game and these things as the bell's being lifted. So you got Schumer. That's the Yeshua, in a matter of speaking. He's doing the Ukraine stuff and doing the border stuff. So, and he's talking about the fundings. So this fundings ties for the F, like fuck the UN and that kind of shit, for whatever the UN's going to be doing. And that UN is also tied to the guns and Kim Jong-un. Either way, because he's the little rocket man, and the little rocket man helps tie in that little horn. So this is where I've told you before, where we have one little bomb per se, and then the big bomb comes later, and that's with China in the alphabet time frame. But then you can have the Twin 9/11 event where the people instead of you basically just have them parachuting out and just having the bombs being used as, or the planes being used as kamikaze. And then now we got the bow wing. The bow is given for the white horse to go and conquer. So this bow is being given, and we can see how the sky is falling on that part and whatever kind of thing. But and then you got James Langford. He's part of the James for the disciples and stuff, but he is part of Oklahoma. And then you have the McConnell. He's the part of that nail in the coffin, and that Mac for the Mac Don Alt and the Ron Alt. So DeSantis, DeSatan, he was given birth, all right, and then he fell from the high place, and Trump is going to start rising as the Satan man, all right. And this is where we can see, well, we'll get into that in another video, not to get on a sidetrack. But Kevin Stitt is also tied to the Kevin is tied to the AI for the trials coming up. So either way, those are just little things, connections on why the tallest building is being built in Oklahoma City. All right, it has nothing to do with that building. They may end up building that building or whatever, but it's going to be after that big shakedown. Okay, so and also we got that the San Madrid fault in the middle of the nation. So just time-wise speaking, the West Coast, the Gulf of Mexico, the East Coast, and the middle of America are all basically due for a quake, okay? And one can trigger the other, okay? We can have a quake off the West Coast and the Wanda Fucka plates or something like that, and then that triggers a cleansing of the West Coast and washes away all those sins, all right? And then you have that trigger maybe Yellowstone, and then that trigger the one at the San Madrid, or the San Madrid goes off, and then that triggers Yellowstone, and just however, okay? But this is when all these things are going to start popping off, the 24, 25, 26, 27, those final hours on the clock, because you have 2024. That's it seems to be signaling the second hand, and then the 24 on 9/11 seems to signal the hour hand. All right, so or it might be either or, but either way, there's two 24s that line up on the clock, and one is the hour and one is the second. And then you also see the other clocks with that third clock or whatever for the stopwatch. So all these things will go together and tell us clues on the matrix. Either way, guess we'll just end it here, folks.